So the police play a critical role in promoting the statehood of our nation. They are out there, visible, being able to be seen by our people. So therefore, as they interface with the community on a daily basis, it is important that our police should be guided by the Batupili principles of high service standards, of being approachable, of being people who are consultative, who will be able and willing to consult with our people, who will also be demonstrating that they are there to enable our people to have equal access to the services that the state has to give. But at all times, there should be people who will treat the citizens of South Africa with respect, with dignity, and empathy and compassion. The South African Police Service mission is to prevent crime, to protect the people of South Africa, and to ensure that they investigate criminality and those who offend are brought to justice. They are there to counter threats to community safety and security, and importantly, our police are also there to participate in efforts to address the root causes of crime. Crime is both a cause and a symptom. It is a cause of insecurity and instability in our communities as it weakens social fabric. Crime has a direct impact on the economy of our country. It discourages investment. It disrupts business activity and leads to increased security costs, yes, for companies. But crime is also a symptom of wider problems in a society. The wider problems being poverty, inequality, and unemployment, but also the lack of opportunity, also the presence of patriarchy and misogyny, and also broken family structures that are just breaking our family fabric apart. And these are some of the causes of crime and criminality. Addressing crime without understanding its root causes is like being a doctor treating a patient for a fever without diagnosing what the underlying illnesses are. It is therefore encouraging that this summit has as one of its key objectives adopting a more holistic approach to law enforcement, encompassing not just the police, but the entire police system. I'm particularly pleased that you've brought together a number of stakeholders from the safety and security establishment communities, those who play a critical role in ensuring that, yes, there is safety in our communities. This is an important aspect that you will be addressing here at this summit. To have civil society, to have business, and to also have the interfaith sector, labor, and other sectors is critically important. Now, just as crime is an all-of-society problem, overcoming crime must also be an all-of-society effort. In doing so, we must marshal our full support behind the hard-working men and women of the blue uniform, the South African police. The policing terrain of today is complex, but it is also multifaceted. The police strive to fulfill their mandate in the context of emerging threats, and the threats multiply day by day. These threats include transnational organized criminality, illegal mining, extortion syndicates, kidnapping syndicates, the theft of economic infrastructure, money laundering, and terror financing as well. And yet, even in this extremely challenging environment, the South African Police Service continues to register successes in fighting crime in its various operations. We heard from the National Commissioner of Police, as he said, that they are beginning to see the incidence of criminality beginning to go down. And we also heard the Minister talking about a number of initiatives that are underway to address the challenge of criminality. We also heard how the Premier of Gauteng, having identified all those 450-something people, and how they are tackling the incidents of crime that are perpetrated by all these people. Now, to build on those successes, we need to restore public trust as well as faith in the police. We need to improve the relationship between the police and the communities that the police serve. And that is why it is so important for this very first police summit not only to be a boys or a girls club of the police, but it should also include the key stakeholders in our communities who are going to participate in charting the way forward, in coming up with clear strategies of how we should tackle criminality in our country. So we need to work to improve the morale of the police, many of whom are battling heavy workloads, who have insufficient resources, as well as outdated systems. Even as the South African police budget has increased over the past 10 years, we've often thought that it has been going down, and I tracked it last night, and I saw that over the past 10 years, yes, the police budget has improved and increased, often above inflation, save for 1 year when it dipped down. So much as we are improving and increasing the police budget, the reality is that the number of police personnel has been declining while the country's population has been growing. The resources of the police are stretched extremely thin. This means that we must work better as well as smarter by using existing resources more effectively. Corruption is also another major challenge that we must confront. It is a scourge that has left no aspect of society untouched, including the police. Alongside measures to protect whistleblowers, to implement the National Anti-Corruption Strategy and strengthen accountability, we have to urgently look at strengthening the fundamentals of policing. Now, not all police officials or officers are corrupt, but the community that we serve often articulate a concern that a number of the police who are serving them are corrupt. Now, we need to address this. We need to begin in a visible way to distance our police from corrupt activities. And the police also must act against those amongst the police who embark on corrupt activities, so that we should have police who will shy away from being tempted, from being lured into corrupt activities. This is an important task that we need to undertake. The police must be seen as guardians of the safety of our people. They must be seen as the police officers who are there to ensure that they protect our people. It is not enough to demonstrate that we are prosecuting South African Police Service members guilty of corruption. We have to instill a culture of honesty and integrity in the police. That is what we need to do. Now, the applause on this is coming from the left side. I want to hear it coming from the right side as well, where the police are. Because it is yourselves as the police who must safeguard your own integrity, who must make sure that as the people of our country look at you, they look at you as people who are there to serve them with dignity and with integrity.